Hello, and welcome to me keeping myself accountable by streaming this instead of watching more anime. A bit of preface. I'm making a animated short based on a clip from my previous stream. And that is pretty much the gist of it. So let us begin. Oh, I guess I should show off what it is. Okay, so here's my storyboard, right? So here's scene 1. It's the people in line, and then scene 2 is me at the cash register. This is from the Teddy's Haven stream, where it's like the fantasy store simulator, where you're running a fantasy store and you're like the register person. So then there's like the next shot, which is like a black screen, and then it's like whoosh, and then it's like the inside of the register, and then it's looking up from the inside at the me, and like and then I give them all of their change in pennies in the next scene, and then that's pretty much it. I've done the line art for each of the scenes, or the initial line art, the line art of the initial frame of each scene. So like this is that scene where they're waiting in line. The one that I was working on before I started was the second, and then the register, and then the next one. For this one, I thought I liked the original thing that I did for that, so I just copied it and just cleaned it up a little. Then there's the scene where I look over, and then there's like the ominous shadow of the thing, the stack of coins, if you will, and then it's that last thing. And then I did a couple frames for this one already. Just the blinking and then reaching over to open the box. But yes. And I'm not sure if there's... Oh, hello there. I was caught up in the explanation that I didn't see you join the chat. How's it going? I want to see if the audio from my drawing software shows up on stream. I don't think it does, but I want to double check. I don't think that showed up. Okay, cool. Because that's gonna be playing a lot. Oh, I'm right there with you, brother. Was it any bad things in particular, or is it just the looming life. Because I would not blame you for either. A PDF file? What does that mean? Like... a machine? Was it like an AI channel? I don't know why I'm erasing this. I have a blank frame. Oh. Oh, shit. I'm sorry to hear that, man. It is very unfortunate how many YouTubers turn out to be like that. Like, it's really not hard to not. That is rough, though. Very sorry to hear about that. Yeah. Sort of like how, if you're in like a circle of artists or whatever, the larger the circle, the larger the possibility that they're like AI artist or whatever. Or some other bad thing that artists do. Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Bro, I could write a 95 theses on the bad nature of AI. I don't like to openly hate things, especially publicly like this, but I don't feel bad about it if it's AI. It is very damaging in many ways. I mean, don't get me wrong, I dislike a lot of things as well. I just find it to be a bit of a pain to, like, discuss. I tend to internalize a lot of my negative feelings. I do think that it makes it nice to express in art. Negativity can be a strength if used correctly. Oops, did that on the wrong layer. No, I didn't. I just did it on the wrong frame. I kind of messed up the timing of this scene. Because I've got the reaching over. And then there's supposed to be like a 5-second space between the next action, and I don't know what to do with that 5 seconds. I think it's fine to hate things as long as the how do I say this? As long as the points that you're making are presented in a way that is respectful. Assuming that the topic is a respectful topic. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. If both parties have respectable opinions, as long as they present those opinions in non-dickish ways, I think that's perfectly fine. That is a fair course of action to take, especially if it's something you're particularly passionate about. Like for me with AI. Like what's a good example? I'm not gonna name names, but say I was talking about it with someone, just anyone, I guess. If they were just very insistent on their point of view and not understanding I would probably bail from the conversation as well. I mean, there's a certain point where it's just like rage bait, you know. Like some people just like to get a rise out of others. Which sucks, but unfortunately, it can't be helped. Damn, I really liked that line. I guess you could say that. I also find that in those situations where you just get mad like that, it helps to think along those lines. Like with what you just said, or something that gets me through a tough day, regardless of if it's pertaining to a particularly maddening conversation, is just the knowledge that no matter what happens, at the end of the day, I will be at home in bed. That thought has gotten me through many stressful situations. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this scene because I don't know what to do. That is true. Like, at the end of the day, it's not how much can you really do about it, right? There are certain things beyond the jurisdiction of individuals. That is true, either Reddit or Twitter. It's very hard not to find trouble on really any social media. my only official social media associated with my VTubing stuff is my Twitter, but I mainly just stick to like art posts, and after a while my algorithm understood and was like, "Aight, man." Although for a while I was only seeing Pokemon ZA stuff, which was fun. It made me feel part of the community. Man, animating like this is hard. Usually when I'm not streaming, I'll have the whole 2-monitor thing going. Like I'll have on my main monitor, I'll have like this, the image here, and then on my second monitor I have like the window stretched out so my frame timeline is on that one, and then there's like a multi-screen thing going on. But when I'm streaming, I need to be able to see OBS. So I have the timeline squeezed in on the first monitor, which gives me a little less space to work with. I mean, that is pretty much right. You're essentially just drawing something a lot. Like, you do have to think about like movements and physics and stuff and how you want that to look. But it really do be more drawing. roundabout way possible. I mean, that's how I would explain it to people looking to get into it. I could go on like a whole passionate, like why I love doing it sort of thing, but you know. No, you're good. My point probably didn't get across anyway. I have a very poor way with words. Oh shit. I meant to catch a blank frame. Looks like we get to a race again. Oh. Damn. I didn't think Twitch was that responsive. I do think it's funny how I'll be on YouTube. YouTube's algorithm makes me want to, but like I'll watch one video that's like a fan animated project or like a short film project of like something like more darker tone, like exploring anxiety and like something cool like that, but like then the algorithm will recommend like 70 videos. They're like how anxiety rules you and how to rule it. Very annoying. I hate YouTube's algorithm. I'm fine with saying that. Not only because I'm on Twitch right now, because I will still be uploading the VOD to YouTube, but it's true. That being said, YouTube Shorts seem to have a better, like, actually functional algorithm, believe it or not, which is why I make a lot of animated shorts as opposed to longer videos at the moment. I really dislike short form media, but I would also like to survive. I do still intend to make longer animated stuff throughout, but alas. I know, because it's like it's like a battle. At least on the creator's side. I'm not too sure about the user or the viewer side, but like I'll spend like weeks making a longer animation and then it'll get maybe 30 views depending on how much I had posted recently. But then I'll make a short that I'll it's like 20 seconds long, and then it'll get like 1,000 views in the first hour, and it really pisses me off. I mean, I know it has to do with the scrolling nature of it, because it's more likely to show up on people's feed randomly, which does help a little bit, because they don't always have to actively click on it. I've noticed that too. I think it's... I don't know. I don't know how the magic wizards work. It's too fast. Oops. I do really appreciate that, by the way. Like, I don't mean to get too sappy here, but I will say that I was quite lucky to have a first viewer such as yourself. Thank you. I tend to be quite awkward, especially about this sort of nature of talk, but yeah. Yeast cake. Interesting. Oops. Shit. Damn it. I wanted to adjust the air, but it's on a different layer, and that would be a pain in the ass. Oh, I see. Well, I will say it has meant a lot to have someone here. I wouldn't say that I would have given up if there was still no one here by this point, but it certainly has been easier.
that's nice. I do try to be strategic with my stream timing. Like keeping a lot of factors in mind, such as time zones and like IRL factors as well. Like I tend to have more sound privacy at this point in the day. Oh, go ahead. I'm all ears for any question that doesn't yeah. What would I do if I became famous in a good way tomorrow? In a good way. That part's important. I mean, probably not too much immediately like that. I'll be honest, the pace that I've been growing currently is more or less how I prefer it at the moment. And also more or less how I expected it to go. I think explosive growth like that can be kind of unsustainable, especially for people who aren't ready for that kind of attention. And to be honest, I get nervous as hell when I stream now, even when like there's 0 viewers. So I'm sure there's a certain point where you kind of get numb to the numbers, but I don't know. It would definitely be overwhelming, and then your content quality might suffer for it. I do think that wait, what was I gonna say? I mean, obviously I am trying to grow like that so that I can be able to sustain doing this more. I'm not sure, because I don't want like 1 billion subscribers or any of that. I think it would be exhausting to attempt to sort of cater stuff to a lot of people. I don't know if my wording of that makes sense. Although, in that sense, I think I'm thinking more about art as opposed to content. I don't know, it's tricky to put into words. I would like to prioritize the community aspect of it. Like, I would rather have a small audience that feels good to be around than a large one. Doing this in threes. In that scenario, I think it would be nice to have both. Well, it depends on what funny means. Like, as long as the bonds are solid. Good to be around. Yeah, I mean, I've had both. It would be difficult to be around both at the same time, but I'm not liking how this scene is going, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Or maybe I'll just do color work for this one. I don't have my light on, so the face tracking is running purely on the white of the canvas reflecting on my face, so hopefully the color work won't mess with that. I mean, I don't know. There are everyone is different. There are likable people of any intelligence, I think. I think what matters most is accessibility, for one. Kinda. Maybe not most, but
that does play a pretty significant factor, I think. Oh, for sure. I mean, like, in terms of meeting people, like, there could be a really awesome, smart, or dumb person, but they live in another country or whatever, so you'll never be friends with them, most likely. I'd say there's a lot that goes into I don't know, this is suddenly a lot deeper than I was anticipating. Not that I mind, it's like I'll talk about whatever on stream, but yeah, like I was like, no, I'm just gonna do a drawing stream, just not too much going on. I don't like this cream color. I think it should be more orange. Yeah. I mean, feel free to talk about whatever. Like, I do not mind most topics, as long as it's not too controversial. Ooh, I really should have done this on a different layer. That's not quite right either. probably should get around to adding more songs to this playlist as well. Whoa. I'm still pretty unfamiliar with Twitch and how it works and stuff. What exactly is gifting a sub? Like, I assume it has to do with like membership to a channel or whatever, but how do you get gifted that? Oh, it's like the YouTube memberships? I suppose that makes sense. I have seen videos, like edited videos of Twitch streamers, and I've heard that vernacular thrown around. Oh, I see. I had assumed it wasn't as important on Twitch, but it seems similar, more similar. Ooh. Oh, I do want to do that as well. Make custom emotes. Wait, if I were to make custom emotes on Twitch, would they be accessible? Or do you need to sub for that? I see. I'm pretty sure even if it was locked behind that, I could just gift you a sub or whatever. I don't know how that works, but I've heard that term used before. Hell yeah. I definitely want to make a Poggers one. Is the robot face a Poggers? I was thinking more like, hold on. Me. Get my navy blue. Like that. That sort of thing. I guess like I did this face for a video a while back. It's hard to draw the mouth for it. Oh, the O key. I hate when that happens. That happens to my laptops a lot. Like the key will diminish in function. And then sometimes they'll start working normally again. Just gonna go ahead and save that. Save it under VTuber assets. Pog.kra. Gonna have to start speaking in binary pretty soon. I've committed to this, by the way. This will be the first emote. RIP PC. No, thank you. Yeah, I'll give you a little more insight as to the behind the scenes stuff. Oh shit, I did that on the wrong layer. I came up with the design for this VTuber model like 5 years ago. It was around when I wanted to start. It just took me a very long time to cross that first threshold. Then I drew the model, like the actual model that I'm using right now. I'd say maybe like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. I've been drawing a lot more since then, so I feel like I could do a better job now. But alas, I have actually been wanting to start a second model. I also need to do a hair up in bun toggle, which I meant to have back when I debuted, but I did not. During that time when I was doing the rigging, I was prioritizing the Game Grumps animated. It was either have a animation on the channel or be able to put my hair up. And I don't think there's anything wrong with well, I think we're about to get into deep territory here again, but I don't know, it's weird. Or it's not weird, but it's like it's okay to, how do I want to explain this in a way that would properly reflect my thoughts? I definitely think that doing, like acting, doing something you want to do is better than not. I'm actually really not sure how to go about talking about this because I'm still grappling with it myself, but like I do
definitely think that I did want to start doing YouTube stuff back when I first conceptualized it like 5 years ago, but I think doing it now has made a better result than I would have had back then. Not that waiting around was necessarily the only good option, or if it even was a good option, honestly, but life still kept going in that time. And we still grow as people in that time. You're still learning and incorporating what you learn into what you make. Also, sorry if the white screen is blinding you. I'm using it to light my face. That is true. I think a lot of the issue I had, though, was like a crippling need for perfection, which is healthy when you're making stuff, but there's a certain point where you need to do something. Like if I kept waiting around to have everything as perfect as I wanted, I would still have not started doing stuff yet. Although having time definitely does help. That is a good way to look at it, I think. Comparison is a really rough trap. I like to think of it in the words of Miles Morales, when he's like, "Nah, I'ma do my own thing." But it is definitely worthwhile to do your best with your work. I'm just trying to formulate like, I don't necessarily disagree. Like, cosmically, yeah. Well, if we're talking philosophically, I do like the, mind you, I don't 100% like 100% agree, but the teachings or words of Albert Camus, I think, align pretty well. That reality is absurd, and meaning comes from defiance of that absurdity. Yes, we are very philosophical people. I mean, we are here discussing deep topics. Well, I think the name of the VOD is gonna be Deep Conversations While Drawing Stupid Shit. Maybe not verbatim, but along those lines. gonna attempt to turn this into an emote. It do being in this void, because I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Let's see. I'm gonna make a square. Shit. Okay. Alright, bear with me for 1 second. I have to restart my drawing software. We're gonna copy, paste that bitch on the square shit, that was only one there. And paste that bitch, yeah. Alright, anyway. Bear with me. Oops, I have to quick group that. So I will do that. I believe a transparent background should be fine. So we'll just get rid of background. Go ahead and export that. I'm pretty sure JPEG or PNGs are fine. Like they don't have to be moving. We will figure it out as we go. Alright, Twitch. How do I... Streaming tools. Nope, that's not it. Community. Nope, that's not it. Content. Nope. Continue to bear with me. Alright, Google. To make Twitch emote. I create the image, upload it through Creator Dashboard. Viewer rewards, okay. Wait. Oh, there it is. Emotes. But there's no emote option. Shit. Maybe this isn't the smartest move to do this midstream. Wait, I don't even think I am able to do it at my current here. Damn. Alright, anyway. Alright, we'll just go back into the other thing. Thank you for bearing with me. I will be sure to add that emotes eventually, once Twitch lets me. I think I'm gonna get into making music covers. Or at least like the singing part to start. Like, I probably wouldn't be doing the composition of anything, at least not to start with. Like, I would probably just have, like, the backtrack that already exists, but with, like, the instrumental version, and then just do singing over it. Although I am interested in composition as well. I'm not too experienced in that department, but I do have some music background. So I would like to give it a try. Not really in singing, but I was in the band. I mean, what I really want to do is make like animated music videos, sort of like if you've ever seen like Eve, those music videos, or it's kind of obscure, but it's something like Niru Kajitsu, No Fruits. Like I want to do like the video part and the music part. I think that'd be cool. For sure, like the I do have like a software for making it. It's really difficult to figure out. Like not the software itself, but like the making the music. I think it's definitely doable for us if we want to do it enough, but at least in the immediate present, I'm not particularly wired for it. I think it would also be awkward to try to sing in my current living situation as well. It's already a little bit awkward doing vocal work, like screaming and stuff, but sometimes you don't have a choice. I don't blame you for saying that. I do tend to be very low energy. That being said, I do like to put a lot of effort into whatever I'm doing. If I'm really wanting to do so. Like I do find it fun to do like really intense vocal, like voice acting. Although it does require a lot of mental preparation for me, because it being loud is not my default. I think it's really awesome to do, because like it's cool. That was a really cool way to for me to leave that. I couldn't figure out what to say, so. That being said, though, I do feel like it would be a bit more challenging to force oneself to sing, or at least for me, as opposed to voice acting. Not that voice acting isn't also challenging, but there's a bit more to consider with music. Switch layers. Channel dynamic is quite important to consider. Like a lot of people think that variety content is the way to go at first,
but then it's like the algorithm doesn't know what to do with you, and then like yeah, there's the factor of like it doesn't fit your brand. Like it might work for me because of the VTuber backgrounds, but yeah. I think it's really cool to branch out and do lots of different stuff, but it requires strategy. They kind of look like aliens now. Farewell, and I hope you have a good sleep. Bye-bye. I don't know whether to leave them blank or make them gray. I'll decide later. Airbrush and do lighting. What's the best layer to do this on?
go even further beyond. With cell shading. If I can find the layer on which I colored them, yeah. Decent foundation.
Fascinating. All right. Back to the animating. Like the title of the video said. Why does it keep doing that? There we go. Oh, this was the scene I was having trouble with. Sure. Well. Is there any other small stuff I can work on? I can do this animation. All right. And then I didn't layer that in a way that is a pain in the ass, so that's cool.
I need to stream more often. I need to fully take advantage of the licensing for this music. Oh shit, I forgot to erase that. Oops. Alright. Probably gonna call the stream here. Get to procrastinating. Playing Near Replicant. But, thank you for watching. I will be working on this more behind the scenes, and I may or may not do another behind the scenes stream. But until next time, bye bye.